chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. When Arjun inspected the army and the key persons whom he was supposed to fight with and kill, he became overwhelmed with compassion and grief, and he lost his nerves. He was shaken. He was full of tears. He described his condition to Bhagavan Krishna once again, repeated it. And then he said, Bhagavan, how can I fight these persons? How can I kill my grandfather, my respected teacher, my cousins, my friends and acquaintances? Don't you think that it will be a great sin? Bhagavan Krishna was listening to him very patiently. Then he said smilingly, "O Arjun, tell me, when you did not exist, or when I did not exist, and for that matter, when these kings and persons you are going to fight with did not exist. They always existed and they will always exist. Why? Because the soul is imperishable. They are physical bodies, and the physical bodies are subject to changes. You know that a person passes from childhood to boyhood, then to manhood, and then old age, and then he dies, leaving his body, but the soul moves from one body to another. Soul is imperishable and soul is immortal. Soul cannot be destroyed by anything. It cannot be burned by the fire. It cannot be cut to pieces by any weapon. It cannot be moistened with water. It cannot be dried in the air. Soul remains imperishable. You must know that. So, their souls will remain. It is just that they will have to quit their bodies. Secondly, you must remember your duties. He told me that there will be a chaos after I kill them. Remember your duties. You are born in a Kshatriya family. What is the duty of a Kshatriya? Kshatriya means protector, the fighter, the warrior. Protector of what? Protector of the society, protector of the weak and infirm. So, Kshatriyas are supposed to establish law and order in the society. And if they win the war, what will be the result? Have you ever thought of it? But if you fight, because you are supposed to fight, this is your bounden duty, this is your sacred duty. The whole society, the world expects you to fight and protect the weak and infirm and restore the peace and order in the society. And therefore, you have to fight. Remember your duties. But do your duties without thinking of the consequences. Leave them to me. Because after doing your duties and thinking about me all the time, you will incur no sin. It will not be a sinful act. On the other hand, you will protect the society, you will protect the right cause. You must know that a person has to be determined in his life and shouldn't fall prey to temptations, allurements, and should not run after sense pleasures. You are thinking of relatives and so on, so free from attachment. Remain fixed in God. Do the devotional service. Behave like a yogi. That is what you are supposed to do, and if you do that, you will remain in peace, and you will be called a liberated soul, and you will finally attain me. So, if you pass through the dense forest of delusions, withdraw your senses, your feelings, like a turtle, like tortoise withdraws itself into the shell, and remain fixed in your purpose, in your duties. But do not expect any results. Leave the results to me. Suppose if you die, people will say that you have been a great fighter, a brave fighter who laid down his lives to protect the weak and infirm. And they will worship you even after your death. You will be a highly respected warrior. On the other hand, if you don't fight and if you run away, people will say you are a coward. You have been trained as a good fighter, but at the time of crisis you ran away, and you will be degraded. People will think very ill about you. They will curse you. You will not rest in peace. And therefore, it is your bounden duty to take your bow and arrow and get ready to fight. This is, in fact, the contents of Gita in the second chapter summarize the basic concept of Gita.